Thanks, Sam. Imagine swimming headfirst down a river and over a waterfall with nothing more than a supersized boogie board to protect you from rocks and keep you afloat. Welcome to riverboarding. This event is new to the Gorge Games this year, and competitors will be jumping off cliffs and swimming through huge whitewater, and yeah, they'll be riverboarding over a Class 5 waterfall as well. So get ready, because this is going to be a wild ride.
I'm standing here at the Hood River event site where you've seen classic Gorge Games competitions like windsurfing and kiteboarding. We're bringing a brand new sport today. It might sound a little crazy. Head first, helmets on, fins on, boards in hand, going straight down the river. This is called riverboarding. We have one of the U.S. pioneers of the sport, Josh Galt, at the White Salmon River right now to give us more. Josh?
Thanks, Bret. We're set to begin the first ever extreme downriver race here at the Gorge Games. Now this course begins with a mass start off a 20-foot cliff into the river, and then racers will navigate over 6 miles of Class 3 and 4 rapids, much like the one you see behind me here. It will then end with a 12-foot plunge over Hewsome Falls. Now there's a lot of experienced riverboarders in the competition here today, but none with as much experience running waterfalls, and in particular this one, Hewsome Falls, as the athlete who's favored to win the competition, Peter Lampka. We had a chance to catch up with Peter before the start of today's race and asked him about the mass start off a 20-foot cliff.
There's some big guys here. If that 6'9" guy lands on Dave and he weighs 280 pounds, you can snap somebody's neck. So honestly, that's the most apprehensive thing I think about the whole race. The waterfall is running at a really mellow level today. It's not going to be nearly what the start is.
The big guy being mentioned, 6'8" Sean O'Shea, a swimmer who was once invited to qualify for the Olympics.
This is a new board for me. This was loaned to me by spacelevel.com. It's given to me because of my size, and I'm going to jump on the water with this thing for the first time and let the river dictate how it happens from there.
On the shorter side of the board is 5'5" Dave Buki, known as River Dave. He used to be a Navy SEAL and intimidated by nobody. We've got other competitors, including 2 ladies, Rochelle Perry and local riverboarder Liz Arnold, ready to take on the boys of the White Salmon.
Mark, set.
Here we go, the mass start, jumping off a 20-foot cliff to start the 6-mile course.
Looks like Lampka's out to an early lead.
So Josh, run down the course for us.
The course riverboarders are traveling today is a combination of some big and fast whitewater, mixed with stretches that will test the overall endurance of the competitors. Class 3 and 4 rapids like Maytag, Corkscrew, and Stairstep offer challenging whitewater, but the boarders have to conserve energy while maintaining speed, leading to the exciting finish over Class 5 Hewsome Falls.
Back to the race, we'll see them as they head into Maytag. Several of these riders will have these GoPro cameras on their helmets for a little POV action.
Looks like Alex Kazoukas is out to an early lead, and he's got Kevin Yount and Liz Arnold right on his flippers. Oh, looks like Peter got stopped there a little bit, and Sean O'Shea takes advantage of that mistake to pass him.
Still a tight race at the beginning, though. We haven't really stretched this out yet.
Oh, it looks like Kazoukas maintains his lead, but he gets slowed down a little bit. He's got Yount and Arnold right through there, and it looks like Peter came back and passed Sean in the middle of that rapid.
Yeah, we go. Oh, there's a pile up.
Looks like John Walker is stuck in the eddy. He's going to have to fight to get back in the current.
Like I said, still a tight race. They're just kicking if you got it. A lot of endurance heading into Corkscrew.
Looks like Sean O'Shea is continuing his march towards first. He's up with Liz Arnold in the lead right now. Looks like he's making a move to pass her.
Certainly is. I think it helps to be a swimmer and having that strong kick.
Absolutely. Kevin Yount coming through right now, very clean. That water is definitely cold, though. There goes Levi Gallus in the white helmet, ripping past Lampka, who seems to be struggling just a bit today. Making a move up, it looks like Rochelle Perry, the second female in the competition, is, a little bit of contact. Lost her board, but back on it.
Moving downriver to Stairstep, we got O'Shea coming at us in the lead, kicking hard. I mean, an Olympic caliber swimmer. He's got the endurance and he's got the size. It must play to his advantage right here, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. Having long legs and big feet really helps him get a great kick. But the most important thing in riverboarding is to be able to take the right line, and it looks like O'Shea took a fast line through Stairstep. He's got Alex Kazoukas, 18 years old. He's in striking distance in second. It looks like River Dave and Rochelle Perry are back in fighting for fifth.
Check out her mustache on her helmet on the shield. It's so great. And River Dave with the real stash, and we got the Lampka Mohawk.
Surprisingly, Lampka has fallen off into 8th place right here, but he does know this river well.
Peter Lampka never set out to be a riverboarder. He just wanted to inner tube with some friends on a hot day.
We heard
Carter when we were supposed to be going to Carver. And Carver is where everybody goes to inner tube. Carter is a bridge where there's class 3 and depending on the water, 4 waves. We didn't look at the water first. We just said, oh, we're going for a float. And then we come around this corner and the water's about 50 feet wide and we can hear the water really moving and we realize there's nothing to do except go down.
Of course, riverboarding wasn't known in America back then, but for Lamka, the urge to take risks were there from the start.
As a little kid, grabbed something called a crazy carpet, which is basically a Teflon sheet, and there was about a quarter-mile, good-sized hill right by our house, and we get going about 40 miles an hour when we were in grade school.
After his accidental discovery of a new sport, Lamka spent the next 10 years building and riding riverboards with his brothers, totally unaware until the advent of the internet that others in the world were doing the same.
We did this for a decade with nobody, well, we didn't know there's anybody else even really that was paying attention. And now you're seeing this really start to mushroom, and it's cool to go, we're still doing the same thing.
Lamka's riverboarding exploits earned him an invite to the U.S. Winter Olympic trials for skeleton. And once riverboarding season is finished, he's excited to return to the OTC to train. But for now, Lamka says his focus is on the competition right in front of him.
I love competition, and I think that it exposes character. And so for me to look at that and say, who am I? Really, truly, who am I? Man, there's nothing that makes my pulse race more. It's put up or shut up, and that makes me smile.
Stay right here for the exciting conclusion of extreme riverboarding, as these athletes will have to successfully take on Hewsome Waterfall, not only to finish, but to survive.
The 2008 Gorge Games is brought to you by Full Sail Brewing Company. Stoked to brew, brewed to stoke. GoPro. We make waterproof wearable cameras for sports. Visit us at GoProCamera.com. Spot Satellite Messenger. Live to tell about it. Keen. Maker of hybrid footwear, bags, and socks. It's a way of life. We call it Hybrid Life. And by REI. Inspiring a lifetime of outdoor adventure and stewardship since 1938.
The new wild.
The Portland Timber.
Welcome back to the Hewsome Bridge over the Hewsome Falls, where the extreme downriver riverboarding competition is nearing its conclusion. We got all the fans hanging out, safety riverside ready for action as the riverboarders come through this 12-foot drop.
Looks like Sean O'Shea is going to be crossing the finish line first. He's all by himself. Very surprising considering how new he is to the sport. Oh, he comes up underneath this board. He's got to recover and get back on, get through the finish line. It looks like he lost a flipper. That's not a bad spot to lose a flipper, though. All he's got to do is paddle through the finish line, taking home first place in his first race.
Got to feel good to be new, take over the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Closing in not far behind is 18-year-old Alex Kazoukas. He's got Liz right behind him. He's got to take a clean line through the falls if he wants to take home second. He's fighting for the finish. Looks like Liz got caught up in the hydraulic a little bit too. It's going to be a close. Alex is going to take home second, though. Back all by himself is Kevin Yount in fourth place. Clean line down through the falls. Oh, and it looks like he lost his board. He must have hit that rock down underneath the falls, got blown out. He's swimming to get back to his board before the finish line. That is not a fun place to be swimming.
And O'Shea victorious.
Great competitors. We raced all the way through. It was anybody's race halfway down still. And somehow I was able to make it on the flat water and make it work for me.
Back to the falls and coming into the finish is the second of our two female competitors, Rochelle Perry. Takes a fairly nice line, spins out, gets back on the board. Right on her heels is River Dave. He takes a clean line as well, but it's not going to be enough to get him into fifth.
River Dave wraps things up just outside of the top 5. The story here today is the surprising upset from riverboarding newcomer Sean O'Shea. And a disappointing day for Peter Lamka, who goes 10th.